School uniforms have a long history dating back centuries. One of the earliest known examples is Christ's Hospital School in London, England. Founded in 1552, the school provided uniforms for its underprivileged students. The distinctive blue coat, yellow stockings and white neckbands became a symbol of charity and continue to be worn today, making it the oldest continuously worn school uniform. Another early adopter of school uniforms was the United Kingdom. During the reign of King Henry VIII in the 16th century, schools for poor and needy children, known as blue coat schools, mandated uniforms. This practice, rooted in ideas of social equality and discipline, spread to other British schools. In the United States, school uniforms gained traction in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Private schools, particularly those modeled after British institutions, were the first to implement uniform policies. The reasons behind this adoption were multifaceted, ranging from promoting a sense of community and discipline to minimizing socioeconomic disparities among students. The early school uniforms were often simple and utilitarian. Boys typically wore blazers, trousers and shirts, while girls wore dresses or skirts with blouses. The colors were often subdued, such as navy blue, gray or black, reflecting the prevailing social norms of the time. Over the decades, school uniforms have undergone significant transformations, reflecting changing societal attitudes, fashion trends, and cultural influences. The rigid and formal styles of the past have given way to more comfortable and contemporary designs. In the mid-20th century, school uniforms became more relaxed. Boys' uniforms often included dress pants or khakis paired with button-down shirts. Girls' uniforms transitioned from dresses to skirts and blouses, sometimes allowing for pantsuits. The use of school crests and emblems on uniforms became increasingly common, fostering a sense of belonging and school pride. The latter part of the 20th century witnessed a decline in school uniform adoption, particularly in public schools. This trend coincided with a broader societal shift towards individualism and self-expression. However, the 1980s and 90s saw a resurgence of interest in school uniforms fueled by concerns about school safety, discipline, and the growing influence of gang culture. This resurgence led to a greater variety in school uniform options. Many schools adopted more casual and comfortable attire, such as polo shirts, sweatshirts, and even jeans. The focus shifted from strict uniformity to allowing for personal expression within a set of guidelines. School uniform practices vary significantly across different countries, reflecting unique cultural norms, historical contexts, and educational philosophies. While uniforms are nearly ubiquitous in many parts of the world, their adoption and styles differ widely. In many Asian countries, such as Japan, South Korea, and China, school uniforms are the norm. These uniforms often draw inspiration from sailor suits, military attire, or traditional garments, reflecting cultural values of discipline, respect for authority, and group harmony. In many European countries, such as France, Germany, and Spain, school uniforms are less common, particularly in public schools. The emphasis is often on individual expression and freedom of choice in clothing. However, some private or specialized schools may have uniform policies. In countries like the United States, school uniforms are more prevalent in private schools and certain public school districts. The debate over school uniforms in the US remains a complex and multifaceted one, with proponents citing potential benefits for safety, discipline, and social equality, while opponents argue against restrictions on personal expression and individual liberty. The landscape of school uniforms continues to evolve, shaped by ongoing debates, changing societal norms, and emerging trends. The focus is increasingly shifting towards finding a balance between promoting a sense of community and allowing for individual expression. One notable trend is the growing emphasis on comfort and practicality in school uniform designs. Many schools are opting for fabrics and styles that allow for greater ease of movement and comfort throughout the school day. Another trend is the incorporation of sustainable and ethically sourced materials in school uniforms. As awareness of environmental issues grows, schools are increasingly seeking eco-friendly options for uniforms, such as organic cotton or recycled fabrics. The debate over school uniforms is likely to continue, with proponents and opponents presenting valid arguments. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to implement school uniforms rests with individual schools or school districts, taking into account their unique contexts and the needs of their students. As societies evolve, so too will the traditions and practices surrounding school uniforms, reflecting the ever-changing landscape of education and culture.